Before you scroll again, pause for a second. Have you ever posted something deeply personal and then immediately felt that small wave of panic? That thought creeping in, maybe I shouldn't have shared that. If you have, you're not dramatic. You're not attention-seeking. You're human. There's something strange happening in our world today. We've created a space where people share everything, what they ate for lunch, who broke their heart, the thoughts they've never even said out loud. Things that once lived safely inside diaries now live permanently online. But here's the real question no one talks about. Why does it feel so natural to share so much? The answer goes deeper than social media. It goes into human psychology. Every single one of us is wired with a need, a deep, ancient need, to be understood. Long before phones and profiles existed, people sat around fires and told stories. They shared fear, grief, love, and hope. Not for likes. Not for followers. But for belonging. Sharing meant survival. If someone understood your pain, you weren't alone in it. Fast forward to today. The fire is gone. The screen replaced it. But the instinct? That's still there. When you post about your struggles and someone comments, "I've felt that too," something powerful happens in your brain. It releases dopamine, the same chemical connected to reward and pleasure. That small notification feels like validation. It feels like connection. For a moment, the loneliness softens. And that's why oversharing can become tempting. It feels good. It feels relieving. Sometimes typing out your emotions feels like finally exhaling after holding your breath all day. But here's where things get complicated. The internet doesn't hold your feelings the way a real person does. In a face-to-face conversation, there's tone, eye contact, empathy. There's context. Online, your words exist without that safety. They're frozen. What feels like vulnerability can quietly turn into exposure. Psychologists call this the illusion of intimacy. When you're alone with your phone, it feels private. It feels controlled. You forget how many people are actually watching. You start to believe your audience knows you. But most of them are strangers. And strangers don't always handle your heart carefully. Still, people keep sharing. Not because they're careless, but because they're carrying too much. Oversharing is often emotional release. When feelings build up and there's no safe outlet, they spill out. Posting becomes a coping mechanism. You feel heavy. You share. You feel lighter, at least for a little while. You feel invisible. You post. Someone reacts. You feel seen. It makes sense in the moment. But over time, something subtle starts to shift. You begin to experience your life through the lens of how it will appear online. Sadness becomes something you might caption. Joy becomes something you might document. Instead of fully living a moment, part of you is editing it. Presence slowly turns into performance. And performance is exhausting. When validation becomes tied to reactions, silence can start to feel uncomfortable. If no one responds, doubt creeps in. Did I say too much? Did anyone care? Do I matter if no one engages? That's the hidden cost. An audience watches. A witness understands. Most people aren't looking for attention. They're looking for a witness, someone who truly sees them, not just reacts to them. And here's the paradox. The internet rewards emotional openness, but it doesn't protect it. One day you're praised for being real. The next day you're misunderstood. Algorithms amplify emotion, not nuance. The more intense the feeling, the more it spreads. Over time, personal boundaries can blur. When everything becomes content, nothing feels sacred. You start measuring your inner world by external response. That's when oversharing shifts from choice to habit. But here's the important part. Sharing itself is not the problem. Humans need connection. We need expression. We need to feel understood. The difference is intention. Before you post something deeply personal, ask yourself one question. Am I sharing to connect, or am I sharing to be comforted? There's nothing wrong with needing comfort. But the internet can't always give you what you actually need. Real healing usually happens in safe spaces, trusted friendships, private reflection, therapy, honest conversations. Privacy isn't weakness. It's protection. Some emotions deserve processing before broadcasting. Some truths are sacred, not because they're shameful, but because they're valuable. You can be authentic without being exposed to everyone. The next time you feel the urge to post something raw, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, if no one saw this, would it still matter? If the answer is yes, maybe write it down for yourself first. Let it sit. Let it breathe. Not every confession needs an audience. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is protect your own heart. And maybe real connection doesn't start with sharing more. It starts with choosing carefully who gets to witness your story.